Hello, crypto world. David Allen here. It's time for my daily crypto investment diary. Recording today from inside what has become now my remote office, which is our recreational vehicle, because I can come out here and do this any time of day or night without any kids or dogs or wife or anybody bothering me. So here I am, but that's why the digs aren't looking all that impressive. But anyway. Let's go to the diary. So I haven't really done much today. It was like today was more about thinking and what I didn't do than what I did do. But what I happened to do was I happened to go to on my hash flare. I had bought 100 mega hash of script, and I got it when it was only $6.25 a mega hash. They've doubled it now, or even more, to $13.50 a mega hash. And I guess in kind of protest to that, I was just taking withdrawals from my script on my 100 mega hash and just sending it to my Exodus wallet. But I decided to reinvest, and it was good because I had a good little jump. I went from 465,000 satoshis to this was 496. But it's the first time I went over 500, and all I did was go up 1 mega hash, and the maintenance stayed about the same. It was 84, 84. 85. The maintenance has actually gone down a little bit. As I've talked about before, I think that script and Litecoin mining is incredibly profitable right now. The difficulty is not rising, and it's tripled from where it was, heading to what I think is going to be a quadruple. So yes, I am mining with Hashflare. So I did that. I decided to reinvest. So I'm probably going to do that. Maybe switch off a little bit between withdrawing and then reinvesting my hash flare into script. It's a lifetime contract on hash flare, so I kind of like it. On my Genesis mining, I did my daily upgrade, and I added some Litecoin and some Dash. Got back somebody. My Litecoin is pretty high according to my calculations with Coin Wars. You get your money back in about 180 days, which is less than half a year with Litecoin, and it's over 200 days with Dash. And so I think some people are just automatically programmed. They were just throwing money at Dash, 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 Dash. But my payouts, I think, are actually looking better for Litecoin. I think my calculations are correct. I still think Dash is very profitable, but I think Litecoin script mining is where it's at. It's the most profitable, and I know some people don't agree with that. But I will continue to do that. So I have some money to burn here. I've got 3 Bitcoin and another Bitcoin coming tomorrow, and I've been deciding what to do about it. My only move today was I bought 0.16 Bitcoin worth of NEM, and I've been talking about NEM. I did some videos about NEM. I think it's pretty funny because people will go and they'll go down the list of what's going on in the world of cryptocurrency, and they will skip right over NEM. Usually they'll skip over Augur as well. But you can see as of right now, NEM has jumped in front of Ethereum Classic, and it is now number 7 in total market cap. NEM has a lot of coins, but the technology is pretty amazing. And they've got multi-signature, they've got mosaic, it's lightning fast, you can harvest it right from your computer. Your computer can even be sleeping and you're still harvesting, as long as you're vested. And I'm not the most technologically savvy guy, but the people that are, and the ones that have really looked at this, really see the value of NEM. And it was really cheap. It's 2 point, it's like a little more than 2.5 cents right now per coin. When I first started talking about it and buying it, it was about half that. And I added to it, 0.16 Bitcoin got me about 8,000 more, maybe 7,500. I'm up to about 87,000 coins. Let me look at my Coinfolio here, the great Coinfolio on my iPhone. And yeah, I've got 87,683, and the value as of right now is $2,348.15. I guess ultimately I'd like to keep scaling in and get up and have $7,500 or so worth, maybe about triple what I've got now, maybe 10, depends on what it does. But nobody's talking about it, and I think that's the time to be buying, although it's really taken off, like I said. But all the altcoins have. So I did that. Another one of my coins, Gollum, is up big today. I really like Gollum. I made my initial investment, and then it kind of shot up. You would think that I'm like a really smart guy because I keep buying these coins and they keep going up in value, but it's like the whole cryptocurrency space is just kind of sick, man. I mean, unless you really go out on a limb and get into some of these ones, like I've never really heard of, like Pink Coin, which I saw was down like 30% today or something. I mean, if you just stay with like really good solid technology, it's really hard to lose. Oh, I want to go back to Genesis mining for a second. So my opinion is on your mining allocations, the best thing to do, the best way to have it is if you're mining Bitcoin, get Bitcoin. If you're mining Litecoin, get Litecoin. If you're mining Dash, get Dash. What I noticed was that when I separated them into other coins, not only was it confusing on the payouts, I didn't know where they were coming from, but my payouts went down. And I don't know if they're using Spaceshift or Change Jelly, but I just kind of got the feeling like there was another fee on top of it. It was like double what Shapeshift or Change Jelly would cost. And also I've got something that I'm enjoying doing. My wife has an account too, and her Bitcoin is really low, so she was only getting paid out every 3 or 4 days. I moved that over to Dogecoin, and then she gets daily payouts because Dogecoin, just about anything, racks up the numbers because it's so cheap. And so now she's getting daily payouts. And Dogecoin is one of the coins that I like. I kind of like all the coins that are established and that are super cheap in price, because I think everybody is looking for, they want to be the person like who was buying Bitcoin, at 80 cents, and now it's $1,100-$1,200. So they really go. People love buying large number of coins. It feels a lot better to buy 2,500 coins, at a penny, than one $25 coin. That's just kind of human nature. And so you've really seen a lot of those pop. Let me give you kind of what I'm thinking. So I've got these 3 Bitcoins. I got another one coming tomorrow. I'm going to take my medicine, as I say, and put some of it away just into my keep key that's Bitcoin. I haven't decided the amount yet. What I'm wrestling with is I've seen all the coins kind of go up in value, and I'm wondering, is this the time to buy, or is this the time to wait? So the question is, is this an altcoin bubble, or is there just a lot of money coming into the space? And I guess in my heart of hearts, I believe that it's actually a combination of both. Yes, there's a lot of money coming into the space, but the speculation is also rampant. I think it's a bubble, and if things start pulling back, I think a lot of the weak hands are going to be out of there, and you're going to see some really big drops. Now, I'll have dry powder, but I just kind of feel like everybody rushing in, that's kind of been my instinct, has always been to kind of be a contrarian and go the other way. So anyway, I will be putting some toward Bitcoin. The other thing I was wondering is, how much to put toward Genesis mining. My payouts are pretty strong right now, but it's slow. It's a slow trickle. It's like, okay, do I put it into Genesis mining for the future, or do I put it into some coins and just own them outright and hold them? So these are the things that I kind of wrestle with, and I'm sure everybody does. So today I just didn't make that many moves. I really went kind of pretty big in on Burst, and it was almost out of the top 100 of market cap. It was at 2.5, and let me see where we are now. Yeah, so, and then it went all the way up to like number 80, and well, it's fallen back to 88. So it was at 2.5 million in market cap just a week ago. Now it's 3.8. It was over 4 million market cap, so it's down 8.8%. I would really like to see it drop more. I'd like to see it get down something in the ones again, and then I'd probably come in with half a Bitcoin or so, which at that point would put me in probably one of the like top 100 holders of Burst because it's such a tiny little coin. But a lot of people are talking about it. It is established. It has a very strong community, Burst Nation. The asset exchange where people invest and stuff is very strong. It is a limited number of coins, although it's a large number. As I've said, it's already 81% mined. And yeah, I just think I feel like Burst, solid technology, solid coin, pretty quick, and we're going to see this ultimately, I believe, be a top 30 coin. I think you're going to see this market cap, you know, end up to be at least $10 million. So that's my opinion. I'm going to go down the list of the coins that I own and kind of give you my thoughts on them. Bitcoin, of course, I think we just crossed $1,200. That's the real smart money. That's the real, that's the established coin. It actually is usable. It's actually currency in Japan, going to be a currency and legal in Russia, and I think the whole world is set to follow. So I will put some money into that. Is it fun? Is it exciting? No, not really. But that's if you're in here to invest and to make money, I think you have to take a good percentage of everything you come across and put it into your Bitcoin and just buy and hold it, and buy and hold it in cold storage where nobody can take it from you. My next biggest holding is Ethereum. I was buying a lot at $10. I basically have been buying $10 a day for quite some time, and it used to buy me a whole Bitcoin a day. And that's what I do. And I just get to a certain point, and I stick it in my, I stick it on my keep key. I mine both of them, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't put big money into either one of them. I've kind of shied away from Ethereum because they might be going to proof of stake, not proof of work. But what I do have, I in my account, I moved where I could take it in Augur, because I think Augur is an exciting coin. I think once they really come into market, that prediction software is really cool. I think I'm going to use it. You can kind of bet on what things happen, and if you want to know what's going to happen on an event, you can go there and kind of figure out where the money is going. And a lot of times they know a lot better than the pollsters or the odds or things like that. So it's just really super interesting. And rep stands for reputation. They're going to have reputation points if you're right about things. And if you call somebody on their BS, their reputation points can go down and yours go up. Anyway, it's this whole thing. I think it's pretty cool. So I am adding to Augur, but I'm adding it. If I buy, usually I buy like 0.2 Bitcoin at a time, but now I am sending my Ethereum mining into there. And, the interesting, Augur's on the Ethereum platform, as is Golem and some of these other ones. So it's interesting. There's a lot of altcoins that are using the Ethereum platform, and then Ethereum itself gets gas, so there's money going in to Ethereum. So I do think that Ethereum is going to keep on rising. It already has a market cap up there of over 4 billion, and I see that rising just because it's a totally different technology than Bitcoin. The problem is they're going to keep on making coins, and there's not a scarcity, so you have to weigh that. I don't hold any Ripple. Like I said, my issue with Ripple is first of all, it had the big run up and it was flatlining forever. And I don't know, some whale must have gone in and just bought a ton of it. And then everybody jumped in, and then I think they sold out at the top, made their money. That's my opinion on what happened. And now it's kind of flatlining again in this area. So everybody was just talking about Ripple. Like, first nobody was talking about it. They'd go through all the coins, you wouldn't even mention it. It was like it didn't even exist. Kind of what people do with NEM. And then everybody was talking about it, and they're jumping in and they're buying at 7 and 6, and now it's like now the people that are buying it, whatever, say I'm holding it for the long term. Power to them. I'm not interested. I don't really understand myself how the bank having technology for the banks translate into the rise of the coin. If it was a stock, sure, I'd be very bullish on it, but we're here just for its token. And I'm not really sure how that translates. And maybe somebody can explain it to me in the comments, or do a video about it. I would love to hear it. I'd love to be educated. Dash, Dash has had some great news. It's on Kraken. I saw that today. I saw that the Jax wallet for iPhone now has Dash on it, and it's just making moves into becoming a legitimate currency. Slowly but surely, they've got new software coming out, and people are saying that Dash isn't moving and it's at 75, and it's boring. It may be, but when I first started looking at Dash, it was $17. And I finally started getting in. It was in the 50s. So, that's one heck of a move. I mean, it's incredible. Litecoin is one of my favorites. I'm mining Dash and Litecoin, and I just put it goes straight to my Exodus wallet. And when I get a good bit, then it goes over to my Keep Key, and I'm just socking them away. I don't trade them. I don't dispose of them. Nothing. I'm just accumulating them. I think they're both great plays. I think they're both useful as currency. They're both quick, and Dash can even be private. Monero, I stopped taking Monero through my Dash mining because I think that they were hitting me even harder than Spaceshift did on the conversion. But I am adding Monero. I am bullish on Monero. I love the fact that it's kind of flatlining here a little bit. Not everybody's rushing in. I think it will pump at some time. But even if it doesn't, I'm still a buyer. It's so private. I mean, it's so private that the maker of the Exodus wallet, who did the beta that added Golem and Augur and Factum, he's got one with Monero on it, but it takes 10 minutes after you hit send for it to work because it's just so private. You just don't get an automatic receipt that it was sent. And he's really worried that people are going to flip out about that it didn't go through. But it's so encrypted that that's the way it goes down. So once they get into some type of mainstream wallet, I think it's like game over. It's going to start running. Brings me to NEM. I've talked about NEM. I'm bullish on NEM. Nobody's talking about NEM really that I listen to, and that's very attractive to me. Ethereum Classic, I've added. It's kind of flatlining. I think it's a good time to get into that as well. They are limiting the number of coins. It's obvious. It's Ethereum. I mean, so it is a strong buy. I would keep on adding. Augur we talked about, and then Pivx. Everybody's in love with Pivx, and I have to give credit to people that I listen to on YouTube. Yellow Fever, Thomas Gutierrez. They're Trip Jammer. They're big on Pivx, and they kind of talked about it. So I took a flyer out on it. When it was 75 cents, I probably put half a Bitcoin into it, and then I got 3 stakes in a row. It was staking, and I got 18 coins, and so that really turned me on. So I added some more, and then it had its big run, and that everybody was just freaking out about it and loving it. So I kind of put my buys on hold. Then it had its big drop, so I got back into $1.50. So I'm kind of watching it. I do like it very much. I do see the attraction of it. To me, it is a Dash-like coin. It does a few things a little bit better. It's only on Bittrex. It's not even a Poloniex, and it's the wallet they have is pretty good, but it's not in the mainstream wallets yet either. And it really doesn't have any relationships with anybody where you can spend it. But I get it. So I'm kind of watching to see what it does. I will probably add again. I almost added it today, but then it kind of ran back up to $2 again. I'll kind of see where it settles in. I'm going to buy on the dips. The staking really turns me on. And if I'm at 1,200 right now, and I think if you get to 10,000, you can get a master node. So I'm looking at that. I talked about Golem. Steam, I said I wanted to get it, would drop down to 14, and instead it shot up to 25 cents. So, nickel and dime in there. I kind of should have known. People are kind of moving to Steam for their videos and for their content because YouTube's not monetizing anymore. And evidently they have a new marketing person. And at first I heard Craig Grant was saying he didn't get it. It was terrible, but he must be doing something right, this marketing person. So I'm watching that too. I'm trying to see where it settles again, and I'd probably add some steam as a hold. I'm kind of too busy to be on there and blogging and doing all these things. Factum, I almost bought because it hit the Exodus wallet. It was $4.80. Now it's $6.11. So I'm learning about it and I'm watching it. And the reason, I had a long talk with the guy who founded Exodus Wallets, and the reason the coins that they pick are on there is because they like them. And these guys are young, super technologically savvy guys, so I respect their opinion. I'll take a flyer on it, buy half a Bitcoin worth and kind of hold on to it and see what happens. Dogecoin I've been adding. I like it because it's so cheap and it's so usable. It can be used in a lot of different formats. People take Dogecoin. It's like it's a real established coin, and it's so cheap. The problem is, of course, there's 109 billion, and there's kind of an unlimited supply. But I do see it rising, and I love using it like in Genesis mining, where you can, if you're not getting paid every day, you can get paid every day in Dogecoin. And even though it might only be 90 cents or something like that, I mean, you end up getting thousands of Dogecoin just because it's so cheap. So I really, really like that. One of the things that I saw a lot lately is this push for BitConnect. I want to talk about that because I respect everybody that's on YouTube, but I do know that some of the guys that are on YouTube, some of them have pretty big followings, are there to make money, which I get it. I'm cool with that. But I think that they would sell, ice to an Eskimo. And to me, BitConnect, I'm going to look into it more. I could be wrong. It looks like a hustle to me. It looks to me at first blush like you make money by getting referrals for it. And it's like I saw like level 1, level 2, level 3 that Craig Grant did on a video. And to me, that's a Ponzi scheme, or a pyramid scheme, I should say. It's a pyramid scheme. And typically that ends badly. And so I'm looking at it, I was looking at things to do today. I was sitting on my hands, not making any moves, because like I said, I was wrestling with the fact, is it a bubble, or is there a lot of money coming into the space? And I think it is kind of hot. There's a bubble to some extent. So I was looking at BitConnect. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on it. I love the different platforms. I enjoy Hashflare and Genesis mining, but you saw I took a look at Matizer, and it turned out to be a Ponzi scheme, obviously. But I see like the guys who, you use their code and they don't get you back, kind of thing, because they've got just so many people using their code and they have a ridiculous amount of hash power, and they're just built a channel with thousands of viewers and etc. And they're hustling. These guys are out there hustling this BitConnect. So I see it as a hustle. I would watch out. I'll do some research. But if you've done some research, let me know what you think. So that's it. That's my thoughts. Tomorrow, I haven't decided if I'm going to, upgrade my SHA-256. $1,950 gets you 15 terahash. That's where you can start getting a price break. $2,400 of Litecoin gets you a price break for 200. Then it's $12 a megahash. Thinking about that maybe. There's always 500 megahash of Dash for $2,250. So I'm thinking about those. Or should I just get into a coin and add to my positions already? And I'd appreciate to hear what your thoughts are. I think Pivx is high on my list to add to. I'm just going to kind of see. It seemed like that the coins were pumping over the weekend, and then as soon as Monday morning came, everything kind of tempered. Everything kind of slowed down. So I want to see if that's a pattern. I haven't really paid attention to that in the past, but if so, I may be doing more of my buying during the week. So that's that. This is my daily crypto investment diary. If you use my code for Genesis Mining, I will get you back. I've gotten everybody back so far except for a couple people, and they'll be done this week. And that's it. I hope you have a great evening, and happy mining and happy crypto. Talk to you later.